the, subdivision, open space subdivision, Emily Street documents that Josh sent early in the month? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right, my Gmail was down for a while.
Oh,
Well, it wasn't down. It was, my phone wasn't, I just got a new phone and I had to log in. I forgot my password, so I had to find my password. So I only, like 2 days ago, so
yeah, well, I just wanted to know. 'cause
conveniently down for.
Josh may need to get those, just so we can see them. I'll have to
You can show the plans.
Do you
That was the plans for, yeah, so,
It's not on the agenda for tonight, though, was it?
It is, yes.
Oh, was it?
so I talked to the applicant, and the applicant's representative. And to be honest, looking at the requirements for an open space subdivision, it's really not looking like. I just don't think that that there's any way for them to meet the requirements for an open space subdivision.
Okay,
In
yeah.
the first place, so that even before we get to the Conservation Commission deciding whether or not they're interested in taking that open space, there may not, I don't think that it's gonna turn into that. I just don't think that they have they have to meet three different criteria and they're just not meeting it. So we might table that for now.
Okay, okay. Oh, that's fine. No problem.
Is that something that you need our input on?
No, it's actually, so that, the part of it that I had reached on was one part of the several things that they would need, which is that they potentially need an organization that would take that open space, which the Conservation Commission would potentially
You want to, yeah.
decide on.
It's not something that BTLT is likely to want.
Right,
It's just like-
exactly.
It's a small, what, 10 acres or something?
Yeah, and then it has to connect to open space,
Yeah,
which the site actually doesn't, and it has to be a certain acreage of. So they're connecting with a site that's currently an active railroad.
yeah, right. Yeah.
So it's just, yeah.
Is it true? Do you know if it really is an active railroad?
So, yes, actually,
Okay.
I did some digging and yeah, it
Okay.
certainly is.
I just,
Yep,
I know that from like a few years ago, but I just don't know if it's still an active, okay.
yep, it is. I
Okay.
looked it up. I forget the company it used to be, which I didn't even know was a thing. It used to be like Pan Am
Yes,
Railways.
Yeah, and
but-
they were bought by CSX. So
Yes, that's
CSX,
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
In fact, CSX, I think, bought all of Pan Am's assets in the state.
Oh, there you go. That explains that.
Yeah. Well, they're also buying everybody else's assets. CSX is the national railroad the national freight carrier at this point.
Yeah,
It's like,
well, according to them, it's very much an active line.
yeah, okay.
So even less reason for us to consider at this point whether we'd want to connect to it.
Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah. It actually kind of makes sense. I mean, it goes right to our industrial zone.
Right,
I mean,
and then it connects down.
of the few places in this area where a freight railroad makes sense, that's it.
That's it.
It's only a few miles down to the active line down, south, and so it's like it makes perfect sense at any rate.
Exactly.
So is it on our agenda for tonight?
It was, yeah, but actually,
We just check it off.
I think we just said.
I haven't looked at the plan, though. Is there a plan? Can we share it, or can you put it?
So there is no plan. Basically,
Oh, okay.
they were reaching out,
Okay.
and they were asking me about the potential for it to be considered. So there was no plan submitted yet at this point. The only plans that we have are previous plans of the Emily Street subdivision, just to like look at its location. So
Yeah.
if you want, I can pull up its location just to look at.
Yeah,
Yeah, would you? I just like, before I just categorically rule it out, I'd like to see what
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
what you know about what they're proposing.
Mhm.
it's actually kind of right next to the other subdivision,
Eagle River.
Eagle River, yeah, in a way,
I
but
was just
it's,
looking at it on my phone.
yeah,
Okay.
it's not quite right next, but it's close by.
All right. Am I looking at the railroad here?
Oh, no.
I think it's the power lines, not the railroad. Or maybe not.
It goes,
Both of them are actually in there.
Okay, let me zoom back up a little bit. It's kind of hard with my little touchpad here.
the power, yeah. The railroad goes right by the back of the mall.
All right, let's see. So Emily Street. Okay, here we are. So it's this lot. Oops.
That line up on the right.
So, yep, this is the railroad here, and then the lot in question is actually this entire section here. And so they were thinking that maybe they could, you know, put the development around this area. And then they might have some open space back here and some open space up here, and that the open space could then basically connect to a future trail that could go along this railway. But it's an active railway.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't want to make any determinations, but
Looks like a good spot for a couple, three more housing lots, I guess, if that's what they want to do, but
Yeah.
I was thinking it was the land on the other side of the tracks. And that maybe they were looking to develop
Oh,
this little bit and then set aside like,
that, yeah.
but that's actually owned by the same person that did Eagle.
yes,
River,
over
yeah.
here,
And
exactly.
I don't know if you were around, but he was not committing to anything, because, it's like he did.
Well, his parcel abuts the MUC zone, which is this zone, which is this right here.
Oh, yeah,
This is R2.
Mhm.
yeah,
But if you ever did like a zoning change, that could make that commercial area more attractive, but.
Yes,
There's other
right.
obstacles to that, but
yeah.
we're working on a study right now. We're presenting to TDI.
Okay.
About the water and sewer, if you were to develop
That-
West 295, where
yes.
the water and sewer needs would be, so.
My understanding, like the options open to like, so this road that's right here, it actually,
He
has,
has a right of way right
Yep.
across the power line, yeah.
it extends right over here for potential future connection.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry, I thought it was a much bigger parcel, and, I mean, we've shot down those concepts, Vic, on much larger parcels than that before.
Yeah, I know.
Based on this, and not because of personal preference, but based on what the zoning allows and
Yeah.
how it's, what they have to, to do an open space, it's the criteria they have to meet.
And that's what Josh is saying too.
Yeah, the land trust isn't gonna take it over. I don't think we'd wanna, it's more along the lines of the old style developments like you have out on Old Tavern Road where, you had one little undevelopable lot that was set aside as to meet the open space requirements,
Yeah,
probably not valuable, but it's some trees, so,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's the kind of thing that we tightened the ordinance to avoid.
Yeah, just right, because if you're gonna set aside land, it's gotta be meaningful land,
Yes,
it's gotta have a purpose and a trail connection, or, it's gotta be a special location or wading and waterfowl habitat, or whatever I think we have some of that. Cause I remember when we did the Glades development out beyond where you
Yeah.
are, they were looking to do that out there, and we just took the fee in lieu because
There wasn't.
it wasn't worth taking
Yeah.
what they were offering.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything special. The land trust didn't want it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess. How to tell in teams, do we have, Shayna yet, or?
Does she know how to find us on Teams?
Josh sent a
There's a
email.
link, so I just sent a link out
You
to
emailed it to them.
everyone.
Yeah.
So she didn't see it in her email.
I'd like her to be.
And no, it's just Audie.
Right, because if you go to the website, it sends you to a Zoom meeting and it says the
Yeah.
host is in another meeting. And I was like, I'm in the wrong spot.
Well, we don't have to worry about Shayna's here now.
Okay,
Sorry,
that's okay.
I had to take students on a field trip and
Oh,
back a few minutes late.
We're all good.
great. Okay, well, we just crossed off one item on the agenda, so. No worries about midnight. You ready?
All right.
Okay. Hold your breath. Okay, approval of January 6th minutes.
Did you email something to me about the minutes?
Ed Friedman's name was misspelled. If it's the Ed Friedman I'm thinking of, Friends of Mary Meeting Bay,
Yeah.
Ed Friedman,
Oh.
yeah, it's Friedman. Is how it's spelled. Not two E's, it's IED,
Where is that?
It's right there.
right at the end. FRIEDMAN,
FRIED.
that's it. Everything else looked good.
Okay,
Motion to approve the minutes with
that change.
one editorial change.
And
I second that.
Okay. All in favor? Or any discussion? All in favor?
Thank you.
The Peter just went to sleep. We were gonna discuss the proposal for open space subdivision, but, as Josh said, it's, just mentioned that it, really isn't fitting the requirements at all, so, at this point, we probably don't have that proposal in front of us yet, so. We'll just skip that.
You're just gonna deliver that. Have you already delivered that?
Oh, yeah, I've already talked to them, because the other parts of it were already missing. So based on the ordinance, it was looking like they couldn't do it regardless. So we'd already talked about that, so they're looking into potentially doing just a regular subdivision, finding a way to make it work.
And then, so the next thing on the agenda is to, sort of finalize or finish the editing of our, national areas plan project request form. Yeah. And actually, I made some edits, as late as last night, so sorry about that, but.
Josh, have you looked at it? Cause I know you had quite a few comments last.
Yes, and I just got my comments in like a few days ago too, so.
Yeah, I went through your comments and I added stuff. In the electronic version, the significant stuff that I added is in blue. And then there's a bunch of other wording changes that were just minor stuff.
Can you pull that up, Josh? Or
Yep.
can somebody pull that up?
Yeah. Sorry, I just.
Did you try to, we had talked about like softening the way we talk about some things, or,
Yeah, I took a lot of that.
okay,
I hope, I don't know. I think that's good. I think I'm gonna ask everybody else whether I did, but I've tried to, yeah.
Josh, can
And
you share that
Oh,
screen,
yes,
please? Thank you.
absolutely.
Owls are fun, man.
Yes. Cool. Put you here.
it's like, oh, we're just waiting for it to come get that coffee.
So what's new then? Is the highlighted stuff new?
no, that's the comments that Josh put in.
Oh.
Let's see, the first, where's the first one? Um, okay, I think, it's on the second page. Yeah, it's in the second page that I added stuff. I guess that there's also some stuff that I modified. The first question on that page, who are the project stakeholders?
Okay.
I tried to extend that. And I don't know if I left Shayna's comment or your comment that Shayna put in. About, IDing the stakeholders. I don't know if that's complete enough yet, or.
This you guys.
Hmm?
So I guess everyone else will look at it.
I don't like the second sentence, landowners would be impacted, that's same, as kind of a negative connotation to it. that might be concerning to the Board of Selectmen?
Yeah, so, okay, yeah, that's
Do you see
true.
that?
I,
We've seen that before.
yeah, yeah. And
Does
actually,
anybody have Grammarly?
Grammarly, no, I
Because
don't.
it'll tell you if you need to change your tone to be more positive.
Yeah,
I think you can just get rid of that second sentence, just strike it completely and just go right from stakeholders and to those who participate.
We could just say stakeholders include those who participate in outdoor recreation, landowners, blah, blah, blah.
yeah, okay,
So those who participate in outdoor recreation, like just go like a list.
Working farms and forests, I mean, you could mention that. I mean, that doesn't necessarily have to be residents. It could be business owners that own
right,
working farms
Right.
and forests.
I
I mean, it could be people from not Topsham that own property.
yeah, so I could just do
Try
it.
to tie it back to the things that we
Yeah.
talked about in the previous natural areas plan, what the benefits are. Or, I mean, not benefits, but the stakeholders and how, who they are.
Working farms and forest landowners, for forest owners, anyway.
Um,
Can you take out the
working farms and
impacted?
forests.
Oh, yes, let me take that.
Yeah, I guess I mean, landowners and working farms and forests are kind of duplicative, but it's, the point is, it's not just residential landowners.
Right,
It's people
yeah.
that actually,
Yeah, yeah,
work the land, basically.
I can say manager.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay,
I mean, that's better.
okay,
Um. Is it worth saying something about renters or people who may not have their own property to
yeah,
access?
that was my thought of
Mhm.
everyone in, let's see, where was it? That was my thought about those limited ability, I actually, I didn't, I was trying to, in this sentence, especially true for those with limited ability to access recreation, and I revised it to travel. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe I should, limited ability to,
I think you can even say like access.
Yeah.
Like those currently, like people living in Topsom who currently have limited access to open space.
Especially true.
Yeah.
yeah,
Those with, limited land, you could say those with limited land, people who would live in an apartment and don't have any property owners
yeah,
or, have limited ability to travel beyond Thompson or something like that.
that's kind of what I was
That's
trying
what
to
you were saying.
That's what I was trying to say.
It's the same thing. It's
Yeah,
just my typical adding more.
Yeah, okay, well, let's see, with limited access,
And Josh, you let us know when we've said enough or too much.
So, yeah. Yeah,
Well, ultimately, you're gonna be presenting it. This is gonna go to the board, right?
So
No,
no,
we should-
Select board.
so first it's gonna go to, basically, once we have it finalized and the commission is ready to say, yes, as a commission, we're cool with it. We're ready to sign off on this, then Sky's gonna look at it, and Sky basically, every project that goes through, they'll have kind of a departmental head that they can work with. So we're working with the planning department, just because of GIS, but you guys could pick, you could pick a different department if you wanted to. So then the head of the department will kind of look at it, say, yep, this looks cool, but I think that this makes sense, or just give suggestions or whatnot. And then I believe Victor or a representative from the commission would propose it to the select board.
Oh.
Yeah. But I'll be there.
yeah.
I'll be at the meeting.
So if you leave the first sentence says the stakeholders are residents of Topsom, even though you've changed everything else, the rest does, like, you have to either take out the period and say, and those who blah, blah, blah. Otherwise, it still sounds
Yeah, it's-
accusatory.
Yeah, okay. Oops. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Hmm.
We don't wanna. Okay, anyway, we can. let's, The other change on this page was further down, I think Josh had a comment.
This is like really quick. I just want to say, I
Yeah.
think that this looks really good. It's
Yeah,
my,
my question?
like you said, no, I'm just saying, I think it looks.
I mean, you could mention down below, it says sportsman. You know, you say landowners, yeah, I guess you say outdoor recreation, so that kind of,
I
that kind of is all encompassing.
Yeah, I was trying to not make this so wordy that nobody would
Like,
really.
if you say, you know, hikers, you're precluding someone that doesn't hike, so, you know.
Yeah, and-
Keep it generic.
yeah, I was trying to keep it generic, yeah, 'cause somebody's gonna come along and say, I don't know.
I think, yeah, I think this does a pretty good job of just showing like, there's a very large portion of people who would be impacted by
Yeah.
this, right? Like, we're thinking about everyone, so. That's my thought. Which section do you,
The next question, basically, I added a sentence. I don't know if that's enough to tie it back to why we need to or, the revised National Art Plan.
what's the comment thing on here? Okay. Right,
One of the problems, is that, through this, as I go through this document, there's a lot of places where we want to tie it back and sort of duplicate, I have to, you'll see this later on, I kind of duplicate the same wording in
Right,
multiple
and-
questions.
Are we the beta testers for this one?
actually, you guys are the first one, yeah.
That's why, okay.
And so
That's why we
I'm
do
trying not to say too much in any one place, because otherwise it's just like, refer to.
And I think in some cases, like if certain areas are just kind of like almost copy pasted, like I think that that's fine.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think basically it's like we've thought it through and the same thing I said there applies here too.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
that's
Okay.
fine. Yeah, no, it's just because I think I was looking at this one and I noticed like a lot of these are like really like in a way, it's kind of like trying to say like you're explaining why having open space is a good thing.
Mhm.
But it's like, meh, what we're trying to convince more is just like, to convince the town, like, hey, like, here's why a revised NAP would be like, how that itself would affect, like, so if you say like a revised NAP could lead to more open space, and open space is good for these
Yeah,
reasons.
okay,
So more so than just like open space is really good.
yeah,
So with the blue, was that you?
that was my addition, yeah, and I think I
So
made,
maybe that should be the first sentence.
I think so.
okay,
Yeah.
I think if, in your wording, if you can find places where you can tie it back to the comprehensive plan.
Mhm.
that would-
yes,
That would further support.
yeah, we skipped over that was the,
That's in there, right? I
yeah.
mean, we talked about that in. the
Yeah, there's
first
a whole
question.
section, there's a whole question about how does this tie to the National Art Plan? I mean, to the comprehensive plan. So, yeah,
You're right, since we're in the middle of implementing.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
The thing is, like, in a way, like, the way I think about it is like, kind of like preemptively trying to like consider questions that the select board may have as they're looking at it.
Mhm.
So, like, as I think that, I think like,
yeah,
in my best, okay, well, so I keep on bringing it, that's why I think a lot of my notes, like, I keep bringing it back to like, like, why an updated one? So like, where does the one that we have now, like,
yes,
where
yeah,
is it not enough? So,
yeah, yeah. No, that's good. And actually,
Yeah.
those, I agree with that. I just-
That way we're ready and like,
I was,
well, here's why.
yeah, I wasn't thinking of that time, that from that perspective, so to speak. So, yeah. Anyway, and so I forget what the word was before, but I changed the something, with something natural areas plan, I changed it to effective. Rather than just say, which would exclude the current one, maybe, I don't know, not really, but, and then I wrote, and then there's a paragraph that I added to this to explain why we need to, or, I think you said, we have one, why do we need a new one? So
Right, yeah.
that's-
Not sure I put that second sentence in. We've been lucky in recent years. You might say something about,
We've had the fortune in recent years to,
Or we could just say increased development pressure requires
Yeah.
increased support for conservation
Mhm.
if we want to protect our open space and natural areas, like,
you can't just rely on the land trust.
right.
You gotta do, it's gotta be broad brush, it's gotta be a state of mind, I think, kind of.
Mhm.
that's kind of, yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying, but yeah, so, I need help.
I think
We could say, yeah, increase,
we can't rely on continued acquisition of land in the town to protect our natural areas. We need other strategies. I mean, isn't that part of our point? We're trying to
Yes,
think of other
yeah.
strategies.
yeah. Okay. Sorry, I can't figure out how to reword that exactly. So I just, yeah,
I'll give you some words.
okay,
Go ahead, and continue on, I'll take it through.
okay, yeah. Um,
Should I don't know, I could just sort of highlight it for now and
yeah.
come back to it. Let's pick a color for green. Green will be we're gonna revisit this.
Yeah.
Oh, and then.
As I did just open, I do have Grammarly, and I did just open it, and it is some little nitpicky things like where the hyphens are. It's really loves its hyphens. But so I did some suggestions.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of adjectives that I didn't hyphenate. Proper grammar, anyway. So I don't remember, I think I may have made some wording changes in here, but
And in this paragraph here where it says conserving important open space and natural areas and preserving the unique values in our town, we could put another plug in there as indicated in the comprehensive plan, like people said they wanted that in the comp plan.
Hmm.
Um,
So like right here.
yeah,
okay, okay, thanks. Oops. Yeah,
On my sentence,
sure.
Oh, well.
you could listen to it. Reliance on land trusts for acquisition / preservation of natural areas needs to be supplemented by other conservation options for property owners or for landowners.
and developers,
Uh,
yeah,
landowners and developers.
Okay, so read that again?
I'll just hand it to you,
Okay,
if you can read.
yeah, yeah, you can. I hope so. Oh, the handwriting, that's what
You can even take it home with you if you wanna do it later, so. Homework, not in class time. And
Yeah.
certainly up to the,
You,
I was just trying to get across what,
you can go ahead
you know,
and,
that's, we need multiple tools, and right now,
Yeah.
it seems like the only tool is
is,
the land trust coming up with a bunch of grants to buy land.
yeah,
Some people may not wanna give up their land, right, you know?
right,
Other things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, okay, so, yeah, actually, I don't know, I added the last sentence here, just to tie it back to why we need. Updating the plan, and then our current national plans. So this is where the place is like.
I think that sentence was just like the one I just wrote.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of what you're saying, right? It's kind of what you're saying right here. You just,
Yeah.
you just got it in a different section.
yeah, well, that's what I said, it's like, how do I tie this back into the, why we need an updated plan? Well, because, so I don't know,
Yep.
anyway, we can,
Actually, I even think this one. Or this one is climate resiliency, and then this one is growth and economic development. So I would almost say that this one makes more sense under natural resources and climate resiliency.
oh, okay.
You don't have to use, you can just move up what you already written, just instead of retyping what I said. I think it achieves the same. Oh,
Oh,
Well, only just because I'm like, well, rather than having it in both, like if I was to pick one, I don't know, what do you guys think?
I, I wrote them both, I think, but it didn't, I think what happened here was that it was already, I added it to Shayna's stuff and it turned it red, and I don't know, somehow or another it overrode my blue and I never caught it, so.
No, I mean, it
but-
was just blue like 2 seconds ago, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I know, when you selected it, yeah, I know, it's weird, it's Google.
Can you put that up where the, you
Yeah,
have the green highlighted?
Working on that.
Yeah, just move it right there. I would just say that relies on conservation, which is, it's not expensive to the town. I mean, it's not like the town's paying for any conservation,
True,
which
it's
is,
just-
which is largely driven by land trusts or something like to that effect. I
Okay,
hate putting in, it's very expensive.
okay, yeah,
I don't want
yeah.
people thinking
Well,
conservation.
and it's also not guaranteed, like that's the.
Right,
Yeah, okay, which is, reliant,
heavily
heavily reliant, or,
on land trusts and not guaranteed. You could add that in too.
Heavenly.
yeah,
You can share that up. You don't have to use that. What you're putting here is gonna replace what I.
only I could spell.
realize how it is. Two
sentences. On land trusts,
Oh, right, relies heavily on conservation, which is,
heavily dependent on land trusts.
Like.
And
there's
it's
too
not.
many heavilies in that state. It's too many heavilies in that sentence, but anyway,
Relies on conservation.
I'll just get rid of that,
Just
okay,
get rid of that one.
yeah, okay,
Use it.
that's it, relies heavily on,
Land trusts and is not guaranteed. I mean, nothing's guaranteed, but it's also just giving us more tools.
yeah. Dependent. Oh, shoot. That's. Thank you. Okay. Oops. Spelled guaranteed as well. Okay, there we go. Okay, moving on.
Can
So now,
we just, was there a, sorry, in the, or you guys were talking about the stakeholders? So I think the one back up one.
okay.
Wait,
Well, the question on stakeholders is,
What's your question, Audie?
yeah,
Oh, I think I'm lost at where we are, sorry.
okay,
we're on, which affects what affects the project would have on the town's air and water quality, natural resources, and or climate resiliency. I realized these 2 sentences are the same thing. Yeah,
Right.
oh,
yeah, I think they're both, like, you can just pick one.
I'm sorry, which two sentences? The current plan?
So basically says our current plan relies too heavily on conservation organizations.
Oh,
Until which,
okay,
right?
there, oh, right, okay, yeah, that's because I copied it, yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, okay. So. Okay. So what affects this project have on the town's capacity for growth and economic development? And I think that your Josh's comment, which I probably erased.
I could even I would even say see just in this little spot here, you could say having high quality open spaces, um, like, as, as a natural area, as a revised natural area plan would,
Something like that.
I just wanna squeeze it in there, you know what I mean? I just
Yeah.
wanna
Yeah,
pop it into that sentence. Um, um,
oh, well, enough,
I think-
we could start with like an updated natural areas plan would,
I mean, part of it is identifying the towns. What the town views as high quality natural areas and open space, right?
Mhm.
So part of what revising it will do is allow us to get community input on whether that's changed since we did our original one. So we could indicate, we can indicate that maybe in the next section where we're talking about the concerns that the completion of this project helps to address, but I think somewhere we need to put the fact that we want to get revised town input on the high quality open spaces and natural areas that they see as most valuable.
That's, yeah. Cause, sorry, the last one was 2010? It's 2010?
2010, yeah.
Yeah, and attitudes change over time. 2010 was
And we've
15
had,
years
And we
ago.
have more
That-
people here.
That counters up at the beginning where we say we can, there's a spot where you guys say where it says we can implement things that we heard back in 2010. Do you want to implement old stuff that still hasn't been, or that's what I like, that's what caught my attention in the red
oh,
higher. So that's why yeah, and it was, I think it's back on the first page. So that's why sorry, I got lost in the weeds for a second. That was in the red there.
Yeah,
As
Second
was,
question.
but that's related to public.
well, actually, that was just,
That's related just to public input, though,
yeah, that was just the public input process, which,
okay.
would be similar.
yeah, which would be similar to what we did in 2010. It's not that we end up with the same implementation. I hope.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I just read it wrong. I was like, that's
Yeah.
that's worded weird to me. So sorry, I just
Yeah.
read it wrong.
So, let's see, if you go, it's like.
I like that paragraph. I don't think you need to change it at all.
Okay,
Thanks.
okay,
I mean, we're asking them to fund updating the plan. Obviously, the assumption is they know that that's what we're gonna be doing here.
yeah, okay.
So I mean, I don't know, Josh, unless you think it needs to be littered throughout here more and more. You know,
No, I think,
I
yeah.
mean, it's asking, what would this project, the project is updating the natural
Yeah,
heritage.
yeah,
plan. So
okay,
I didn't think it,
And I think we also just recently explained how how we want to update it to get
more,
so that there are more, yeah, so that there are green spaces near people who,
Yeah.
and so it's kind of continuing on what was said before.
okay. Okay, so, if everybody's okay with that,
Yeah.
and what concerns does the completion of this project, yeah, what concerns does the completion of the project help to address? And I think this, I added some stuff, and
How did it impact the town budget?
um, this, let's see, which on 28, but yeah, 201. Well, we, if we had done, I mean, I don't know how long that road is, but, if we had done an open space subdivision there, if they could have done an open space, let's put it that way, the road length would have been probably half, third, what they've got
Yeah,
right
I
now.
think you just mentioned that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's-
Okay.
It would, you know, a greater impact on the niche and resulted in additional streets
Well, I kind of,
or maintenance and plowing.
yeah, I kind of did that in the second sentence, but the blue one that I added. But yeah, I could do that, here too.
Or you could just say greater impact of the nature and, you know, resulted in greater, you know, town infrastructure
And road maintenance.
and
Yeah.
road maintenance or something, and then you say it down below and you say minimizing the new infrastructure
Yeah.
below, so.
Be more specific.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's good to mention, just more specific.
Okay, and so, I'm sorry, natural environment and,
Increasing infrastructure and road maintenance.
increase, uh, sure, and, um, uh, what's that? Okay,
All efforts haven't met with great success. It's kind of a problem result.
yeah.
Maybe there are some. That haven't.
Strategy. Over.
Yeah,
So I think this is where we can put something about the, a community input allowing us to identify what the town now sees as high priority natural areas.
Okay, there's a whole lot more to this, so I'm gonna see if that makes the best place to put it,
Oh, there's more in this section.
yeah,
Can you scroll up, Josh, when you get a chance?
sure. I just had a quick note here before it like slips out of my brain.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at the sentence that you brought up. Yeah, like I mean, you can tell me what you guys think. This sentence, like however those efforts, I would just clarify like uh um current, because oh, I lost it. The sentence. Okay, I'll come back to it. Sorry, which section, Sheena? This one up here?
no, further down on this same one, there's more text and, the
Oh,
next page, it just continues, it's,
shit.
and,
I think this was one of those sections that ends up feeling really negative and
Well, I do think that this section is kind of important at saying like,
what,
because that's what like,
it's the concern.
what's
Exactly.
not,
Right.
what's
So you
not
want it to be like,
happening, yeah.
we're
yeah.
having, here are the issues
Yeah.
that we're trying to solve through an updated NAP.
I guess I just don't wanna put anything in here that people on the select board are gonna knee jerk with and be like, you know, we've been trying to do this and I don't want anyone
Yeah.
to feel attacked.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
the goal is to try to say how we can improve things, not,
Yeah.
I don't
like
know
this-
that our current select board enough to know what they might be frustrated by, but.
I think they might share the, at least in terms of the,
How about
ATV
instead of
thing.
we say threat, we would say something like that are constantly or are consistently in conflict with some development? Like you could word it so you still get it across, but have a little less bam. If I like the bam, but if Shayna is right, then
Or they can be, trail networks can be impacted by development.
Constantly being impacted by development.
Yeah, constantly being impacted. by development. Yeah,
Like even like ideally, open space and trail networks would,
Would be maintained.
right, like,
Yeah.
like they work together rather than. So it's hard to like.
well, yeah, I don't know if they, to me, the trail networks are part of the open space. I mean, it's not
Right, no, that was,
natural habitat necessarily, but it's nevertheless, it's open space, so anyway.
I think about how to word it without being like,
Yeah.
like, one of them is like hurting the other one. Rather than like going off what Shane said about just making it like more positive, like. Outlook, like ideally, like saying that like ideally. Development and trail networks like shouldn't have like a negative impact like on each other, like, but I don't know.
Shouldn't be in
I think
conflict, yeah.
it's hard to like pull it to words.
So
Development permanently alters ecosystems. It would behoove us to have it tied into trail systems and green space, whatever, do what we can.
Because it benefits the people that live there. Like,
Yeah.
that's the point, right?
the concern from the last time around, because I was involved heavily in the natural areas plan the last time, is the impact that this has on large landowners or any landowner. And the impact, their friends, neighbors, or even, the development, and that development may not be good, but it impacts some person that they know's nest egg, that this property was gonna be sold for development.
Mhm.
So that was one of the big concerns. I don't think anyone would disagree that having trail connections and open space is a good thing, but, so long as it doesn't impact some people. I remember we tried to invite, I don't know if you were involved at that time, Vic, but we sent a mailing to like everyone that owned like 20 acres and more
Oh,
to
yeah,
try to get them to come to a meeting and talk about what some of their concerns were. And I think we might have had one or maybe two show up.
yeah,
I think some may have got their word to us in other ways, but, and it wasn't all negative, but they're obviously concerned about their property rights, just as I would be,
Yeah.
but, what does this mean? What's the town? But obviously this is just a plan with recommendations. This plan is not an ordinance, it's gotta be voted on by the town. It's just recommendations. The board can frankly not accept it if they want to,
yeah. And, my argument, well, it's getting off topic, but my argument for, it'll affect my land is that that's what zoning's about. I mean,
Yeah.
it's your rights are limited by what the rest of the town thinks should be happening there. It's not.
But I can speak as a large landowner myself. I own quite a bit of
Yeah.
land, not in Topsham. I own some land in Topsham. As someone who would wanna know.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
You know,
what's
that
going on.
Doesn't mean that I'm,
Oh,
and I'm not, and I'm conservation minded. I don't have any plans to put houses on my land.
yeah, But I understand.
Some people do.
oh, I understand, yeah, and they're kind of, waiting, for the right time to sell it so they
I
can
mean,
get
people
their
invest
nest
in the
egg.
stock market, people invest in land.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm just, this is the reality. And that's probably the biggest, concern that we heard last time around 15 years ago, which
yeah.
more than 15 years ago, because we started the process in like 2006, so, I think, so.
Yeah,
So the process, Josh, are we sending a draft to Sky, or are we all signing off on this, then it goes to Sky? Can we get Sky to review it, then we tweak it, then we sign off on it and send it to the select board?
Yeah,
So meaning we can get this where we feel it's pretty good, and then Sky will give us some more feedback, and then we can finalize it before we sign it? Or is this it?
So, I mean,
I just
So-
wanna make sure I follow the process of what.
so the process is technically, I mean, I thought about this and again, we're kind of guinea pigging here. But the process is technically, we're supposed to sign off on it first and then it goes to Sky. And then Sky will look at it and then if she has any comments or whatnot, then.
Okay.
And I understand, that might be a future thing to revisit because then it's like, hey, we sign off on it, and then it goes to Sky and then Sky says maybe. I don't know,
Tweak this.
let's do a little tweak, and then it's like, okay, then we'll sign it again.
Well, we
Right.
can sign off on it and get it to her. If she has tweaks, we just adjust it and re-sign it.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's how it's written right now. So yeah, it's like we'd sign off on it first and then send it to Sky. And she'd be like, yep, sure, looks good. And then it would go to the select board.
But it's failing, you could put, but it's not optimal, or but it's not optimized.
I'm sorry, which one?
The last one, our current plan, instead of it's failing. Failing is a little, I don't know what you guys think, it's a little strong,
Yeah.
but maybe, but it's not optimal or something. Maybe softer.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't know what other people think, but
Mhm.
It's not effective. It's
not effective, yeah.
It's,
So it's not
Hasn't been.
effective.
So yes,
Yeah.
it has been, yeah, or
but it's been,
effective.
let me say it, but it's been
Ineffective.
ineffective.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
How does that work, Clay? So
Well,
better?
it's good. I mean, I was just thinking of the negativity this
Yeah.
offering, but I think
Yeah.
the point across.
Okay.
We have a lot of other stuff on the agenda, because I guess
No,
I'm spending
no,
the rest of
actually,
the night on this.
I know, and,
Maybe we just should, but.
well, we
I don't
have
think
some
we-
updates, and, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I think that this is the meat of it, right? The other stuff is like, how's the planning board gonna be involved and.
Oh, you mean the meat of this actual, yeah.
Mhm.
And the thing, the biggest thing I wasn't able to, really do was actually come up with hours that the planning boards, the planning department's gonna need to invest and so and partly because I just don't know how long it takes you to do things, like, how long does it take you to help
Right.
fill out a grant? And, I mean, we can do some of it, but then there's parts of it that you'll have to do, and I just don't know how long that's gonna be, and so I don't.
Right, and I think, I mean, that part of it is really like, it's understood that this is, that this would be phrased as kind of like an estimate. So like, we
Yeah.
could estimate, like, it'd be nice if the planning department could, if they could dedicate, I don't know, 5 hours a month, maybe, or something. I don't know,
Yeah.
I
right?
mean, that even seems like more, like, I guess I'm just thinking, like, won't most of what we do take place at our meetings, right? And you already come to our meetings, so
Yeah,
even like 2 hours a month, I would think
right.
over the next year would probably average out to the extra time.
Exactly. And I think, yeah, and I think even like phrasing it kind of like that, like we would guesstimate maybe around 2 hours a month, give or take. And that's fine because it's not what, what we write here. It wouldn't be like, that's it. Like it's written down,
Set in
like
stone.
the town hit 2 hours this month, guys, so it's gonna have to wait until next month, like,
Yeah,
it's just to get an idea. So yeah, yep.
okay. Yeah, the problem here is that I used to, I mean, when we write estimates, in the company, we basically say, okay, you're gonna be end up doing this. What does it cost? What do you think it's gonna cost to take you to do this,
Right.
And so, I mean.
Well, I know future, I mean, so it's just the nature of this part of the project, because this is really just like pitching, like the select board saying, yep, it's a good idea, commission, go for it. And then in the future, getting future estimates, because the select board, like looking at this and saying, yes, we love it, please do this for us. It's not them signing off. And there's even in the policy, there's even like a little statement in there that basically clarifies that it's not like a blanket, like we now approve of everything that's specifically in the policy to happen. Like, so if there were, let's say, for example, you said, we think it's gonna cost this much, to get, a consultant, thank you. When you actually do get the consultant to get an estimate, it's gonna have to go back to the planning board.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna need to be the accurate,
The select board,
pretty accurate estimate that
Yeah.
they're gonna then vote on.
Yeah, okay,
Not so much this one. This one's like, it's our best guess.
yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so that was the things that aren't filled in. I don't know how much, yes,
Let's see here.
yeah, I see, somebody is editing the the last one, that's great. Anyway, where are we?
Sorry, I know I moved down here. Like, let me know if I'm like ever scrolling too fast or
Yeah.
scrolling too slow. Or where, like,
Victor, are there other things in this document that you think it's valuable for us to discuss? Cause
Yeah,
I could imagine us being like, okay, you know, in the next week, we all need to put our initials at the bottom if we're happy with the way it looks or something. To
Yeah.
sign off on it.
yeah, I think the only thing, that kind of needs to be completed is the estimates of staff time and stuff like that, and I can,
Is that required? Is that one of the bullets?
what's this?
Where is this the section where we have to put?
No,
hours?
well, that is, O's role, the planning department, yeah, so I think,
Do we really need to do that?
I mean, it is good for the town to know, like, if you're gonna be working with the planning department,
I'm gonna
or
put
if you'd
in-
like to work with, I don't know, Parks and Rec or whatnot, it's just good for the select board to know, like, we're gonna be working with them. We estimate that we probably need like at least this much of their time. I think it'd be good for them to know that there's a certain
Yeah.
like hope that the town can give a certain amount of time towards a project.
and then, near the very end, there's it's a question that's, what is the estimated cost to bring the project to full implementation? And, Josh put in, need estimate, or actually, maybe I did that. I forget whether, anyway, I decided, somehow or another, we ended up with needing an estimate of staff time here.
There it is.
Yeah. I think based on a comment that Josh made, I added that, so, so is that like not just the commitment per month, but, you know.
Yeah, I would
like
just-
all of the staff time, like, maybe you're gonna have to help refine an RFP, because if we can't issue an RFP, the town's gotta do that.
Right, exactly.
Those kind of things.
Yeah, yep. So this might even just be a spot where you just like, as mentioned before, like, just because like they're two different sections, so I mean, you wouldn't need to put
I
it
don't think,
twice.
I don't think you need it in the upper section where you just typed in 3 hours per month or somebody typed in. I don't, that's asking about the
Move it
role. It
down.
doesn't ask about how many hours or the level of effort. I would put
Okay.
that down.
Yep.
Below.
Yeah,
okay,
I think that makes sense. I agree, yeah.
okay.
Saturday, you were Josh.
I need both, I think. But I just did that one.
Body's running Grammarly on it.
Yeah. That's good too, because,
Sorry, I did. That's a great. Yeah, there was a couple Grammarly suggestions.
yeah, that's good because it needs it.
Here, this is where it goes.
Yeah,
Do we, do we need to be more specific on what we expect the fee to be from consultants, even though we have really no idea?
When we
I
have
mean, we've
an
established,
agent estimate.
established a number.
I think that's listed down below, isn't it?
we did have,
Is it down below? Maybe just consolidate it.
oops,
That's long-term financial, okay.
Paste it in there.
so,
Paste what you cut in that section.
oh. Oh, no, I didn't cut it, I actually just
Oh.
hit backspace, anyway.
Okay, 2 hours.
Yeah.
I thought there was an.
Well,
estimate
it's
down
it's
below.
right here, right?
To the anticipated steps.
Oh, yeah, there we go, it is down there,
Yeah,
we would appreciate, trying to give us,
It's file for some reason.
yeah. I'm gonna say 3 hours per month, how's that?
Yeah, something in there.
And actually, how do I get rid of the cross out? Anyway, yeah, so that's, there's probably not much else,
This question consulted me.
Oh,
Where it is, wondering what question consultant means.
based on the previous question, oh, you know what? That was a uh, that was a thought that got interrupted probably by something that was happening. Somebody took my attention away. I don't know.
I mean, can you just say, the fee for this effort, you know, we already asked for it in the budget, right? We already asked for a certain amount of that
Yeah,
budget
yeah.
request. We could just repeat that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then say, you know, we hope to we would plan to supplement this investment with interns, assistance from Bowdoin students, TCC volunteer time, and TCC volunteer time.
yeah,
We would appreciate it planning to give us 3 hours per month
okay,
in
yeah,
addition to this, something to that effect.
yeah, yeah, that sounds great, yeah.
So you'll have to fill that in, Vic.
Yeah, I know. Think about- Okay,
So Shana, did I hear you right when you suggested that we all take over the next week some final looks at this? And
Yeah, that's my recommendation, like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be a lot more effective that way.
have it done, look at it by 2:10 and initial at the bottom after you've done that, and then
Yeah.
that'll be you indicating you sign off on the changes.
Once you tell us it's,
Once you say it's ready.
once you say you're.
actually, it's gonna have to be ready for you tonight because I'm actually not gonna be around. Between, I mean, we're leaving Wednesday, so we won't be back till 10th.
Where are you going?
To the 100-mile wilderness,
Oh, that's
nice.
that Whistler Lodge. And do some skiing and other. So anyway.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Was there a reason that you guys had to sign off before the 10th?
I think it's the 10th.
I was just
think
throwing
just
that
give
date
it-
out
just give
there
it a
as
week.
like let's not let this go on for another month.
Yeah,
Oh, I see what, yeah.
but I have an energy committee meeting tomorrow night. I mean, a public meeting tomorrow
You pick a
night.
date, Victor. When do you want us to?
Yeah, well, the 10th is fine.
Well, one of us can submit it to Josh too. You
Yeah,
don't
no,
have-
it's not a problem with submitting it to Josh. It's just that I won't have much time to edit it at all between now and the time I leave. That's the only problem. So,
And any of us, anyone here can edit it too.
yeah, so
Yes.
if you don't mind
If
doing
you-
some of the.
If you're okay with us
Yeah, no, that's
editing
fine.
it.
I'm happy to.
No, it's fine, actually. I've, done what I.
I was already editing it.
Yeah, that's great. Yes, please.
When are you gonna, but you need to be able to initial it or sign off on it, or are we waiting till you come back to do that?
Well,
We can say the 12th. I mean, I just threw that Monday
Yeah,
out as
yeah.
arbitrary.
yeah, maybe we'll say the 11th or 12th. 11th is fine with me, because if I just have to read through it again and.
Is that when you're back and available?
Yeah, I'll be back that Monday. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be back Sunday night, I hope.
I think that's good, because like, we got a lot of ideas out, I think, tonight, and then I can imagine over the next few nights, we might, like, oh, yeah, we should.
There's nothing more, no new edits down below this, Vector, this was it? Okay.
No, below it is just.
Oh,
committee
it's just a
approval.
signature, okay, I just wanna make sure
Yeah.
if there's anything we need to talk about.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Registered pollinator garden with pollinator pathways and thing.
Yes, and maybe I should let you talk about that a little bit. I don't know.
I don't have any idea where that came from.
You sent,
Nice.
Me neither.
you sent it to
Oh.
me.
No, I didn't.
That was in an email. About that.
But I did not write that. I don't have any idea what the pollinator pathway is.
Oh, it's
I
just-
wrote, if we're gonna do that, put it on homegrown national parks. I wrote that part.
Okay.
I didn't write the
It's
pollinator.
cool.
I
Um,
thought you put that on there. No.
No, it was from an email that you sent back about a month ago saying we should look into this, and I looked into it a little bit, and it's basically a,
Something a student was working on? maybe?
yes.
Did Izzy say that? Maybe it was Izzy.
Yeah, yeah, I don't remember the email exactly, but anyway,
I can ask.
it's
Izzy.
actually just, all it's about really is just putting a dot on the map, basically saying, here is, a pollinator garden, and, you know, I don't think there's any cost to it.
This is
I
what
think
it
it's
is,
free.
guys.
Oh.
Yeah,
Pollinator
Yeah.
pathway.
yeah,
And so, this would potentially be for the meadow?
Oh,
yeah, so I just thought we'd read, I mean, I just, you
I
know.
guess I did write that.
I didn't remember it. I just started seeing my Gmail account,
So
because I didn't remember it either.
Somebody must have told me about it and I just passed it along to you.
Oh. Add your property to the pathway and then we'll be on this map.
Yeah,
Oh, no way, Sam, I've seen this Sam Drogi person. He actually, he's based out of Maryland. Really great guy.
Do we wanna, Josh, is this something that
I just
you
thought,
can do?
yeah, I don't,
Probably.
I mean, I can do it if you
Yeah.
want to do it.
yeah, I just, that's what I want, that's the question here, is do we wanna do this?
So
That's all.
I actually think it's a great idea. The only thing is I'm wondering if we should.
Should we ask Eddie
We should ask.
Well,
and Karen?
well, we should probably check with Eddie. I think, I mean.
I think it's gonna be a yes.
Love the idea.
Yeah.
But we might want to wait to see the success.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And there's
So-
there's no pathways in Topsham yet, but there is one in Brunswick.
Oh, cool.
All right, so we will see what grows and revisit.
Interestingly, sorry, go ahead.
So the advantages are visibility for the project,
Yeah,
leveraging funding, support, anything. I mean,
So I don't know too much more about it, other than what we just talked about.
yeah, I don't think there's, I mean, I think it's just, recognition, you know,
Yeah.
we're doing it, and then maybe other people will pick it up, and,
Mhm.
we might have even say on our website somewhere that we're
Yeah.
on this pathway, and then maybe hopefully other people who have, because it can be any size property, it doesn't have to be, it can be a backyard, pretty much, and so if, you know, other people.
And there's
could-
none in Topsham, so that would be cool if our Conservation Commission project was the first one in our town.
Yeah,
Can I just jump to my update since we're talking about the pollinators, that I set the date with the library for April 8th for the pollinator talk. Izzy's gonna come talk about our project. Patty Jones is gonna come talk about bees and pollinators. And Josh, I wanted to ask you if, I think it would be great to have something people can take with them, like,
Okay.
these are really good pollinator-friendly plants that you can put in your backyard, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if you already had something like that, or if I should put together
Oh,
something
like a little,
like a little flyer.
pamphlet fire thing.
And I know we're gonna have signs for the pollinator walk, so
I
like,
think on that.
I don't know,
I'll see what kind of stuff I have on the trail
yeah,
that I've been working on over time.
but if, you know, we, by April, maybe, I don't know, might be too soon to see if anything's growing there yet, but we can revisit, like, listing it then after we see what's growing, but
Yep.
I just wanted to let you know that that was happening at the library. So we'll
you need any help
to advertise.
set up or welcoming people or anything like that?
Well, I think, you know, put it on your calendar, might be fun to attend, but I think
Yep.
we need,
Time is-
I don't remember. It's in the
Our
evening.
meeting is the night before
Day
that.
before
Should we just make that our meeting for the month, going and attending that?
we could, unless there's something else we have,
Well, we can always check in before
Yeah.
or after.
yeah,
Advertising, that's the help I need for that.
yeah, okay, I'll post
We can
it,
make a little poster and,
yeah, and I'll post it on our Facebook page, and,
We can put it on the town website too.
okay, yeah.
and
Great.
on our conservation
Ready?
page.
Does Ed wanna post anything at the
Ooh, a sign,
transfer station?
that'd be
Yeah, it'd
fun.
be great,
I
yeah,
think it'd be good to do something there, because I
Yeah.
mean, that's where it's happening, and there's just so many people that go there, and
yeah,
You know what time?
I don't remember. It's in the evening.
Is it-
The library gave me a slot. It's probably like
6.
7 or 6:30.
yeah,
how would we go about getting word to Eddie about putting a sign up, or
Should I just print one and
Should
bring
we
it?
probably?
Just have the.
Shoot him
have
the, I
have
can
the,
shoot him an email.
Library put it on there with the email,
Mhm.
and if you can get it into the newspaper,
Correct.
on the
Mm.
crier report, because I'm
I've
interested
never
in going.
I've never put anything in the crier.
Oh, yeah, it's like, let's see, if this is April, it's gotta be in the. Well,
Be in March,
could be in the,
or maybe it could be in the April
could
one.
be in the April one, so that would be, early, like the 10th of March, that it has to be in. I don't know how to do,
Right, so they could just
I
add
know how to
it.
do advertising, but I don't know how to do.
In the library thing, it
Library
goes in
section,
the
they have the
crier.
events, yeah.
Yes, it should be in there. Like, I feel like anything they have populated already goes in their prior thing, but I will double check with Emma that it'll go in there.
Oh, right. Oh, that's a good point. That'll be,
Library.
yeah, that'll be, they have their own page, right?
Mhm.
Exactly. That'd be great.
Fun, really fun.
I'm looking, I don't know if it's on the calendar.
Sometimes they don't have stuff. Populate stuff for a
Doesn't
little
go out.
while.
Past February.
Oh,
So it's the 20th.
okay.
So what's the action item for the pollinator pathway? What do
We're
we-
gonna wait until we see what grows,
Okay,
and in the
Good.
meantime, we're gonna have this talk at the library.
all right. Sounds good.
April 8th. Six PM.
I had 6 in there. Yes.
Is that where?
This CPIC meeting goes to 6, but I can tell them I'm leaving early. You guys have to wrap up early, because I have to go to this other meeting.
6 to 7?
Yeah,
Probably
it'll be
7:30.
like an hour.
All right, looks like we got
Depending on how long.
Okay.
6 updates to do in 16 minutes.
Okay, Bowden GIS project, I would just put on here in case we had any updates. I don't know.
I am meeting with them next Monday.
Okay, so we're not be yet.
No update yet.
Okay,
The updated sheet.
I know that they were collecting, data and
They're working on that. Yep.
okay. So,
Tree committee. Something came up, I couldn't make it again, so
oh,
I've emailed Dennis again and said when the next meeting is. I
okay.
had I had to prioritize my daughter over going to the tree committee meeting, so actually, I'm not sorry. It is what it is, so.
Yeah,
Yeah. She's
understand.
not living at home anymore, so whenever she comes to the house, I try to be there.
Oh, okay.
And she's coming tomorrow night and I can't be there, so anyways, I'll keep trying.
Okay.
Sorry.
Cool. Let us know.
I guess, my update to the select board went pretty well. They asked a number of questions. I don't know if you were there. No, okay. They asked, boy, it's been so long. It's only been 2 weeks. They asked a number of questions, which, I was able to answer. I think, I can't remember the details, I'm sorry, but
Did they have any questions on the natural areas plan?
yes,
Update
they
of you
did.
do we have to plow into this request?
No, it was more general, so I don't think there was anything specific that, they were concerned about. No, I mean, I should have
Well,
reviewed it, but anyway,
well, I'll also say the meeting is, all the select board meetings are on our YouTube page, so.
yeah,
If any of us can, at any time, we can go in and you can just fast forward to this section with Victor. Yeah, look, actually.
What was the meeting
I was
date?
gonna do that.
Which meeting was
it
it?
was like the 16th of January. But
Okay,
anyway, there was, yeah,
Okay.
I think there was a couple of questions like, so is the Conservation Commission a committee or how did, whatever, what kind of a committee is this, et cetera, kind of things. It's like, whoa. But I didn't even answer that question. It was answered by one of the other select, I think it may have been Roland or Mark, who basically said, it's a commission, it's permanent, it's a standing committee, it's in our ordinances, et cetera, et cetera. So that was the one question that was like, what?
Challenge or just an honest question?
I think it was just, I don't remember which one of the new, select board members, I just don't think they knew how things were organized, so.
Well, there's a lot of concern, being one that was involved when the TCC was actually formed,
Yeah,
that the commissions in like Massachusetts are very powerful organizations within any community. And I think there was always a lot of concern that we would become this, that would prevent development from happening and be the arbiter of wetlands and all this sort of stuff. So we originally were a committee because there was concern with that word commission, that we would somehow be, but whether we're a committee or a commission, we have rules and
advisory,
regulations that we have to live by.
basically an advisory.
So
Yeah.
that was one of the concerns. So that may have been the foundation of one of the questions, is just
Yeah,
wondering what's the difference between a commission and a committee, because,
oh, yeah,
yeah, but in any event,
anyway,
thanks, Victor, for doing that.
sure. The,
See if I can find it and I'll send it to you.
yeah,
Oh, the link.
yeah, the next,
So all of our videos are on here too?
yeah, yeah. I see the
Transparent government.
Power to anybody who wants to watch them.
I see the Energy Committee workshop is on there too. Anyway.
It's all there.
Yeah, that was pretty contentious meeting. Anyway, the climate action plan is actually almost done. We're gonna have a meeting tomorrow on it. We'll present basically the action items that we've come up with. And the actual draft of the plan isn't together yet. So that's probably, I think we're looking at like early next week for that.
Yeah.
I remember who's doing the final, you're doing the final edits? You okay?
I do the final audit, so
Yeah.
I will tell you guys it will be done by the end of this week.
And where, like, will it be on the webpage for comment or?
Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. So interestingly, I'm not involved in that committee, but I am creating the document itself. But Sky's.
Yeah.
the-
we're planning on it'll be on the climate action page. There's like a energy, if you go to the town website and go to the energy committee, there's a climate action page. And it'll be posted there. Is the current thought, at least that's the last, as of the last meeting, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Things have been kind of topsy-turvy because we got handed. We got handed a plan that was almost a non-plan. So we basically had to scramble the last couple of weeks and come up with something that was more realistic. That actually would have an effect, let's put it that way. So.
From consultants?
No, well, yes and no. I don't know, anyway.
You don't have to get into
I
it.
shouldn't get into it too much, but,
Okay.
it was, we started with some great ideas and the consultants threw out some great stuff, but then it kind of got watered down. And so anyway, we actually took the outline of, Maine Can't Wait plan but then the actual item, the actual action items are things that are specific to the town, not, general stuff. So, but it's in that same framework. And I will actually, tomorrow I have to present the slides on the action items, so. There's like 5 or 6 slides, which we'll go through the various different, general action items, not every little detail, so, but, and then,
Can you share those with us if we can't make the meeting?
yes, we just got. Yes, there's a couple edits that are needed, but I'll send you the slides as soon as I can, probably tomorrow morning.
Great.
And then, oh, the last thing is, the Merry Meeting Trail is in the next sort of phase, so to speak. The Rail Use Advisory Council process went through last year and they, by a majority vote, they said it should become a trail interim trail, which means that the trail can be on the rail bed. And to get that to actually happen, it has to go through the legislature to actually authorize the rail bed to be used as a trail or used for some other purpose. And so there's a bill introduced by the Department of Transportation called LD 29 that authorizes them to create a trail on the rail bed. And so anyway, that'll probably be up for discussion by the Transportation Committee. We're thinking late February. So later this month is a possibility. We won't know until like Friday before, because that's when they come up with their schedule for next week. So, I guess the town actually, and this Thursday is actually going to consider a letter in support of that bill to the Transportation Committee. And just a brief, I wrote a letter sort of suggesting they make a change to their letter. So I don't know, we'll see what happens with that, but I think the other towns, most of the other towns have already sent letters or are in the process of doing it, so. And probably what we'll need is as many people who are in favor of the trail sort of submitting comments to the Transportation Committee, submitting testimony if possible. So there's one legislature from Gardner who's actually on the Transportation Committee who's dead set against the trail. And so I don't know how much influence they'll have on the committee, but hopefully with enough public input, it won't be serious. So, and that doesn't, all this bill does is say, it doesn't say anything about how it's going to be used necessarily. This means that we can actually use it for a trail. Not, it's, used for ATVs or pedestrians or whatever. It's not part of it's not part of this discussion. So anyway, and then I guess the last thing was, are we okay with changing the September 1st meeting to September 8th?
Yep.
Is that okay? Okay. For
Andrew?
Can't think that far ahead.
Well, it's either Labor Day. Yeah. You know.
I can't believe you even looked that far ahead.
Oh, I have the whole schedule. At the very beginning of the year, we got our schedule for all the meetings that are planning board, conservation commission, so then already I'll have like a, I'll be like, this one, it's not happening. We need to get the calendars right. So.
For a future meeting, I'd like to, it'd probably be more than a meeting, but take a look at town-owned parcels. I don't know if there's been any new town acquired parcels through taxes. I know we used to have the book. There's stuff online now with all of our assessment of all the parcels. I think you guys have done that more recently, but it was before I came on the board.
Yeah,
Are there any new parcels that we need to evaluate?
We did that like 2 years ago, and Mark gave us a whole list of parcels, and so I don't know of any new ones since then. And
How do we find out?
probably the town manager would, have a list,
Or the assessor as well.
or the assessor. Yeah,
Yeah.
the assessor might have that. So
Can we get Justin to create a list of town-owned parcels and compare them to what we have, or have him compare them to what, just so we have a sense if there's any new ones that we need to, because that's part of one of our
Right.
primary goals or charges is to,
Right.
determine that and
Yeah, we've done,
determine if they're worth conserving or if they should sell them or any opportunities on these parcels.
the last list came from a couple of new parcels that were tax acquired, but mostly from stuff that was just hanging around. that had never been dealt with before, you know,
That
kind
was
of,
a big effort.
and that was, yeah, and then there was all the,
Paper streets.
paper streets. Like, what are we gonna do with this? And I don't know, we gave our recommendations. I have no idea what happened with any of that, but, so,
Yep, that's, we don't have to talk about it anymore tonight.
Yeah.
It's something that
yeah, we
would be
should,
good to take up at some point this year.
yeah, we should make sure that we get any new ones. So if there is a way of saying, you know, just get me anything that's new in the last couple of years.
You think that's something Justin can do in the next month?
I could certainly ask him.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. Appreciate it.
And so, yeah, in our next meeting, we'll hear from Chip.
Yeah, I wanted to mention,
Oh, sorry, yeah,
so he said he was looking for 20 minutes of our time for a presentation. I don't know if this is the same presentation he gave to Mark or the board. I'm not sure exactly, but
oh, was he already presented it to them?
yeah.
Oh. I thought
So
it was
my-
going to be.
My understanding is that he's looking for us to essentially back a resolution that the town will put forth, like Brunswick is doing, for
Oh,
improved fish passage. I'm not sure that.
okay, yeah, aren't they
specific
voting?
to any specific plan, or if it's just generally fish passage needs to be improved with the next relicensing.
Yeah, I actually sat in
What do you
on,
know?
yeah, I think so. I sat in, on the meeting, and so basically, they've worked with the town of Brunswick, in order to get, and I believe you guys saw the document that came out of it. The idea was that they really just want a similar, document from Topsham, the town of Topsham. You know, just kind of agreeing that, I think that the biggest difference is, the way that it has been drafted for the town. Have you guys seen the draft for Topsham?
Oh, not the top.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I can
it's-
forward you guys the draft for the
It's
Topsham
on the
one.
select board, if you look at I think I sent an email, response to yours saying, here's the agenda for the select board. And if you scroll down, it has both the resolution, the Thompson's proposed resolution and his presentation that he's gonna give, I think.
Did you save that anywhere?
It's, I
I
said,
made a folder in the shared drive if.
oh, no, I didn't actually save that.
I can pull them in there.
Yeah,
So.
and it's being discussed this Thursday at the meeting I can't make. So,
Yeah, no, I think, it's really just establishing a position that the town of Topsham is supportive of, which they haven't voted on it. This is just what it says. I'm not speaking for myself, so, it just says that the town of Topsham is supportive of the fishway being improved, and, as, you know, with the idea that if it's preferred that the hydroelectric power is maintained and a better fish access, like that's basically like. In its draft form, it says that that's what the preferred resolution would be, one that can preserve both hydroelectric power and improve the fish access. So, and the idea is,
Do we need to do anything with it though? I mean, I guess if the select board decides not to do something with it,
Right.
we could do something, just the commission. Without necessarily their support. I guess we can say what we want
If
to
we
say.
feel strongly in there.
But if the select board says we approve this resolution, then I don't know if we do anything, do we? Do we?
I don't know.
I don't think we
we're
need to
behind it
do
too.
anything, period, but we can if we
Right.
want to.
Dude, I don't know, I mean, I think the letter's gonna go to FARC, the federal.
FERC.
FERC, sorry. Is that, and so I don't know, would another letter help? I'm not sure. That's the
So,
question.
I
But maybe these are questions that we could ask.
Does the town have this?
Yeah,
question?
yeah.
Process.
Yeah,
well, and what I think too is just, you know, if the town does adopt this policy or this position, I should say, it might be a good idea for the commission potentially just to like establish a relationship with you know, the Friends of Mary Meeting Bay and Trout Unlimited.
I think he's traveling.
He's trying.
They have Trout Unlimited, just because as the process moves forward, like, let's just say, you know, best case scenario, you know, they start working on plans for a new fishway. You know, I imagine that the Conservation Commission may be interested because, I believe it would potentially be on the Topsham side, so the commission may want to be involved, and so why not, you know, why not be involved from the beginning and just, you know, touch base, say hi, or we love what you guys are doing. Keep us in the loop.
The other thing too is that I believe we can become interested parties in the FERC process. So if we just, I don't know, we can talk about this in the next meeting, but I just, you know, we might want to do that just so that we get notifications of stuff that's happening and.
Yep.
You know,
Do it.
and our.
Do you want to come to our next meeting? Is that what?
Yes, it's coming in March.
Come to the
Or
meeting if that's-
we could at least figure out what interested parties mean. Because sometimes interested parties mean work. For
And getting bombarded by a lot of communications.
Oh, really? Okay, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I've only been involved in one of those and it's bridge design, so it was a little different, but anyway.
Let's have them come,
I
let's
think-
have them come to the meeting.
Yeah, I think it's
And
worth
then learn
hearing.
more, if everyone's okay with that.
Well, and then we'll see what happens on Thursday at the select board meeting
That's true.
too. And that might change
Yeah, that's true. We could.
how we're looking at it, but,
We may
I
not
think
need the
that-
presentation as much as questions answered and sort of a more specific. Yeah, so anyway, I agree. And
I wouldn't mind a presentation, just to get all the background.
yeah,
okay,
To bring me
Okay.
up to speed at least.
Okay.
And then we could, I could better establish a position if we need to do that.
okay.
Well, they have a good presentation. They do.
Okay. Okay,
To adjourn?
yeah, will second that. All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye. Thank you, Lottie.
See you, Audie.
I,
Bye.
When are we gonna see you in person?
Well, it's good.